So what actually happened is from September 15th to end of November, or I think maybe like December 2nd, I was speaking to Kandi. Prior, I had expressed to him, yeah, we really get on as friends, and I will give you that trial, that 2-week trial, because I think you're really authentically yourself. Come to find out, he's actually not. So the bit of interest that I had in you went away when I realized actually you're just a liar. Okay, so let's actually have a look at what I posted, which a lot of it you didn't cover conveniently.
Let's go through the story, right? Now let's go through the story, right? So this is in December.
So in my statement, I said, as some of you may know, I've left Pen Game due to the events that have taken place over the last few months. Pen Game kicked off Ginger J to try and protect black women, yet have left Kandi, Xavier Kamar Salam, on the platform whilst protecting and defending his actions which are harmful to women of colour and women in general. Then, in terms of the Ginger J video, like, bruh, same thing was done. You spoke poorly on black women outside of battle rap, yet you're still here. Margs, make it make sense, Mr. I protect black women, yada yada yada.
And this and that and this and that. It's like, that's insane. Like, do you know how entitled you've got to be to do that? Do you know what I mean? It's disgusting. The hair thing. You know what, yeah? You know what, yeah? With the hair thing, look, I'm on his side, yeah? I'm on his side. So let's not bring up the hair thing, innit? No, because also that goes. But look, the hairpiece on that girl was dusty. Because you know what? When it panned back to her being interviewed again, you know what I mean? When she was being interviewed, I was like, bro, is that the same thing? You know, the thing with the curly hair, and then she's in some dirty wig. Oh my god, the dirty wig with.
Like I said, I've got staff that are black women, people that work. There's Pen Game girls that rap that are black women, and people that I work with, from Esther to Hema to Mimi to Koi to Gina. So there's so much going on. I shouldn't have to explain why it's important. But if it don't fall into your wheelhouse, it's literally because you don't care. I'm saying this is wild. Again, it comes to protecting women. It's not about black women. It's any woman.
Yep.
Then why are we not penalising Kandi, a white man, talking on black women in this manner? It's very selective, and at the end of the day, the only reason you guys let Kandi get away with doing X, Y, and Z is because he's your biggest asset. He makes you a lot of money. Furthermore, when someone had said that, or asked why no one cares that Ambu's gone, Kandi insinuated that it was because he's black, and then giggled about it.
No one cares. We know why, innit? Reform UK Croydon. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't lie. This is great. This is so on brand for me having you here.
When it came to my white counterparts who faced the same issues on a smaller scale, their issues were resolved by Pen Game almost instantly by kicking the people who caused these issues off the platform. However, when it came to me, who was a black woman, they tried to silence me, failed to meet promises, and tried to stop me from seeking legal action when I felt endangered. Right, so in terms of the white counterparts, when Shabi was added to the group chat, both Two Man and Kandi were just being disrespectful towards her, taking the piss out of her music, calling her names, trying to insinuate that she was trans, and not trying to, blatantly said that she was trans. Then when George, the boss of Pen Game, manager of Pen Game, whatever you want to call him, comes in the group chat, he calls them out for it, removes Too Mad, tells Kandi he's on his last warning. My thing is, when it came to me being disrespected on multiple occasions, no action was taken in the group chat. Nothing was said to the people saying X, Y, and Z in the group chat. But Shabi has been added, and they've been disrespectful towards her once, not multiple times, just once, and just like that, Two Mad's gone, Kandi's got a warning, or Kandi's told off for it. And the only difference between me and her is that she's white. That is the only difference. When I first had a conversation with management about the situation, they said to me, oh, you know, we wish you expressed this sooner, because with Miss Ink, when she left and she was complaining about the men and stuff, we had no idea, so we couldn't do anything about it. Had we known, we would have taken action. And I said, oh, okay. Then they basically created this false sense of security and told me if anything is to happen or anything is said, blah, 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 to come to them. So I did. Conveniently, I'm coming to you and I'm showing you this and I'm telling you that, and you're seeing things in front of you, both in person and in the group chat, and what's actually being done about it. And he continues to actually, sorry, can I even let's take a moment to actually read out the definition of fucking harassment. Harassment is offensive, intimidating, or humiliating behavior that can be verbal, written, physical, or visual, and that demeans, intimidates, or creates a hostile environment. It includes a wide range of actions, such as sending abusive messages, making offensive jokes, stalking, and threats, and is often considered harassment when it is unwanted and repeated, although single serious incidents also qualify. That's something you've been doing since freaking March. And I'm glad to see, well, not surprised, but one person from the Pen Game team has spoken out about this and has posted something. And as we can see, if they can acknowledge that this is harassment, then I'm failing to see why other people aren't. So every time I'm coming to you guys with information or screen recordings or etc., nothing is actually being done. And there was an occasion where people had come onto my live, oh, Kandi said X, Y, and Z. And I said, I'm not going back and forth with a woman beater. And I ended the live. I then got an earful about it a few days after. And one of the people on the management team, Jacka, actually called me, I think it was later that day or the next day, to apologize for how they came on the phone and that they were stressed and blah, blah, blah. So when it was something that made Kandi look bad, potentially, it's World War II. Straight to ringing down my phone. Don't talk about Kandi. Da 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 da. But when Kandi's continuously talking about me, no one cares. Equally, in terms of the woman beater thing, brother, half of Pen Game have seen that freaking video. Kandi sucker punched a woman outside of the club. When I first saw this video, it's when I'd gone to his house because he expressed to me, this was when we were friends, that him and Dino wanted help writing for the 2v2. So I had gone. And everyone was crowded around watching a video. It was his friend, Dino's girlfriend was like sitting in the back. Everyone's crowding around watching the video and they said, oh, it's Kandi. And everyone's laughing about it. He sees my face and I'm not laughing. I don't think it was funny. And he then says, oh, it's just a joke, it's just a joke, and tries to like divert the conversation. And then we start talking about something else and everyone forgets about that. Fast forward, when we stopped speaking, he told me, actually, yeah, that was me in the video. And it was because the woman was being too mouthy, so he punched her. I saw the video, and then they also showed me the video of Kandi then being jumped for it. So, Kandi, you came to Pen Game, you vs Prinley, with a cane and with a black eye. And you told people that it was because of bare knuckle boxing. Actually, you got a bare knuckle whooping. And because you had a dodgy knee, you went and copped that cane. You were telling me you were a pimp, and you used to tell me you were in like pimp meetings and whatever. Come to find out, you actually worked in a bar. So that was literally just a lie. Again, just a pathological liar. And then you push this narrative of because you do bare knuckle boxing, when that was never the case. You got beat up for putting your hands on a woman, and rightly so. This is common knowledge. It's been said in battles as well.
I don't like how you speak to your mum. It makes me wanna beat up a son. I'm not surprised that girls are scared of you. I've got a vid of you beating up one. So tell me that is a lie. See, he can't, but he won't say why, car. When he tells a girl good night, he's in the club, give him on a good fight. He said left, right, uppercut, front kick, says he's a...
And that's not the first woman you put your hands on either. Carrying on, whenever it came to issues with Kandi, the reaction was not to talk about him, not to say anything. Even the woman beater, they said, is it true? I said, yeah, we've seen the video. Dino got told that he couldn't share the video around or he'd be kicked off Pen Game. Wouldn't send anyone the video. And I was told not to talk about it, and everyone was told not to talk about it, whether it's true or not. In terms of the legal action, when I expressed to management, hey, you know what? I'm actually just gonna get a restraining order because what the hell? You won't leave me alone. You guys aren't sorting anything. You keep telling me this. You're not doing anything. Blah blah blah. And Afshan was like to me, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Leave us handle it, etc. etc. You don't need to do any of that. Leave it to us. I said, cool. This was because Kandi and Ambu were both banned from coming to the event that day. I was supposed to be too, but I was sent a ticket anyway. And I was told that the reason they were going to prevent all of us from coming And the reason why they took me out the group chat was for my safety. And this is the thing, and what I had expressed to George. If you think I'm in danger, if you are concerned for my safety, instead of removing me, why don't you remove the actual problem?
Leo was saying that obviously I haven't called you in it, so I just wanted to just make clear that obviously the reason why I took you out of the group and I put certain things in place was obviously to protect you, but I should have obviously should have had a conversation with you about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just didn't want no issues in it, so I removed you from the group. I also said to Aaliyah, don't let you come to the event as well, just in case one of them turned up. Obviously, she made sure that they didn't, and she gave you tickets. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But everything I put in was to protect you in it and make sure that nothing, no harm or nothing comes to you. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. So
Yeah, and I'm sorry that I haven't contacted you to make it clear in it, but yeah, I don't know why I did, but I assumed that you knew the reason why.
why would I know? How would I have known?
I assumed, didn't it? That's why I'm apologising.
And okay, you said you took me out the group chat to protect me. How is that protecting me?
How is it protecting you?
Yeah.
Hasn't harmful things been mentioned in the group and stuff?
Yeah, but if that's the case, you would take out Kandi, the person saying the things. Why me, Kandi, and
Yeah, I
Andy?
took him out. I took him out.
Yeah, but you took all three of us. And in my eyes, I'm seeing it as we've all done something wrong. Now we're all being penalized. If it was a case of you're saying you're protecting me, then you take out the problem and leave everyone else.
Okay.
So that doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, but we had to kind of assess all.
No, leave her, it's fine. Yeah, so yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? Obviously, it didn't come across the right way, but yeah, that's what it is. That's the reason why I removed you from the group.
Okay.
Alright, cool. Have a good night. Yeah?
What? That just doesn't make sense to me. But you're never going to remove Kandi because, again, he makes you a lot of money. And had you guys kept it a buck with me and said, listen, Kandi makes us bread. We're not trying to get rid of him. Let's try this, let's try that, or da-da-da-da-da. Cool. That would have been fine. But you're creating this false sense of security and telling me this, that, and the third, knowing that you don't actually give a fuck and that you were never actually planning on taking action or doing anything to resolve the matter at hand. From Kandi alone, over the course of at least 8 months, I've faced discrimination, threats, defamation of character, harassment, and physical danger through sending external people to try harm me. Pendgame was made fully aware of this occurring and refused to do anything about it, even with all the evidence I presented them. All they did was protect Kandi's image and disregard my pleas for help. Quite literally, that is what happened. There's a girl, we're gonna call her One Dress. Now, the issue with One Dress is that she had previously been a fan. I would come onto her lives and she'd be like, oh my god, Kusha, like I love you, I watch Pendgame, da 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 da. And she then expressed that she swings both ways, she was being a little flirty. I was being a little flirty too, YOLO. Then she expressed that she was coming to a Pendgame event. She gets to this Pendgame event, and the first thing she says to me is, oh, Kandi hates you. He really hates you. I'm like, what? And she's showing me messages of Kandi asking her to spit on me for him and calling me a bunch of names. I then give her like a little debrief on what was happening, and she told me that the day before, she, him, and a few other people from Pendgame, I believe, were out at a bar. Now, Kandi had started speaking about me, and she said that the more and more he drank, the more and more he kept speaking about how much he hates me and how he doesn't like me. She described it as being more and more scary, and it got more and more intense. And I was thinking, damn, at this point, what month was it? I want to say July. I'm going to double check. I was thinking from this time to this time, for you to still be talking about me is crazy. Like, absolutely crazy. Then she expressed to me that Kandi wanted to battle with her and blah blah blah. And I was like, listen, you can do what you want. At the end of the day, you can be friends with who you want. Later that night, she obviously spoke to Kandi and spoke to me, not about each other, but just like alternated, I guess. Then she'd called me, I think a few days after or something, because she thought I was ignoring her, and I said I wasn't, I was just busy. And she was like, oh, Kandi wants to do the 2v2 with me. I said that I think I might want to do it with you, but Kandi said that I shouldn't and that he doesn't like you and blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, why are you calling me to tell me what Kandi has said about me? If you're going to be friends with two people that don't like each other, then this whole back and forth business is just messy. So I'm thinking already, okay, I'm seeing what's going on here, and that's not a bit of me. I'm not with all that messiness. So I didn't say much on that call. I just said, like, do what you want, sort of thing. Following that, I wasn't speaking to her, and one day she randomly pops up saying that she was upset and she'd feel better if I came and saw her. And I was like, listen, you're a lovely girl, but I'm not doing this whole Andy Kusha in the middle, whatever. And she expressed that she understood and whatever, and she didn't want it to come to this. And I said, it's no hard feelings, like we're still cool. It's just like we're civil, sort of thing. Now, I was then informed that when I spoke up about this, she was on live with Kandi being like, yeah, what he's saying is true, and Kusha's dad this and da 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 da. And I'm thinking, that is so weird. That is so weird. So because I've rejected you and because I've expressed to you that, lovely girl, but you've now joined the I Hate Kusha fan club. The I Hate Kusha fan club consists of all the people I've rejected that, I don't know, instead of going about their business or moving on, you've thought, how can we slander her name? How can we ruin her? And yeah, so then I'd messaged her and I was like, hey, stop speaking on business you know nothing about. And she was like, oh, remember you have to see me in real life. I had to put my phone down and actually wonder who the heck she's talking to. But anyway, I just ended up blocking her because I thought I don't actually need to go back and forth with you. You're just clarifying to me that you're a weirdo, and I definitely was right. Take a step back because you are messy, in fact. I joined Pen Game Rap Battle to rap, showcase my talent, and inspire other women to put themselves out there. Unfortunately, in a nutshell, anyone who is being treated in this way for several months would have their breaking point, would be tired, would be like, bro, every other day I'm having someone come and show me this or tell me this or ask me about this. Onto what I posted. So I start posting stuff from the 23rd of the 12th, 2024. Now, let's clarify one thing. Majority, and by majority, 99% of my receipts are dated. I can give you dates, or the dates will be there. Kandi, there is a reason you have cropped half your screenshots. You're showing screenshots from freaking November when we were talking, or October when we were talking. And I had stated that we already were. No one lied about anything. Now, what I expressed was that my initial problem was you overstepping boundaries, even though we were just friends. And even though I had clarified that we were just friends, we had this discussion in December. And even then, after we had had the battle, you texted me if we could speak. We then spoke, and you expressed to me that, oh, the girl I brought, it was just to make you jealous. And da 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 da. And I said, Kandi, I don't care, bro. Oh, but surely you do. I don't care. I told you I didn't want to speak to you, so who you speak to after doesn't concern me. So you trying to paint this narrative of I'm jealous and stuff. I was not jealous. The issue we had was over certain things you were saying on the phone, and you're like, diva tantrum, and that's why we fell out. Later, him and the boys, well, I was told him and the boys were going out to the pub. I don't drink. I stayed in my hotel room, and he said that they were all going to come up to my room after. So I fall asleep at some point, and I then get a knock at my door. Kandi is there, smelling of pure alcohol, And he just like walks into my freaking room. And I'm like, bro, are you okay? He then just sits on the end of my bed. So I'm like, are you straight? He then gets up and he's trying to lips me, and I've like palmed him, like palm, 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 back to back, yeah. And I'm telling him, bro, like, get out the room, like, relax. He then proceeds to sit on my bed again. So I'm like to him, I just told you to leave. Like, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, I just really need a bonnet. I just really need a bonnet. So I've just picked a random bonnet that was at the top of my suitcase. I said, here, go. He's then tried to lips me again. And I've told him to get out of my room. So the next day, he expressed that it was because he was drunk or whatever. And I said, cool. Well, just to clarify, you're okay with being friends, or is it a case of no contact? Because if you can't do that, it will be a no contact thing. You expressed that you could. Cool. Now, 23rd, 12th, 2024, here we have where I'm telling you, don't call me that. Overstepping your boundary. And I have multiple screenshots of you overstepping boundaries to the point where I called you and told you, hey, don't call me this, don't call me that. I'm nothing more than your friend. And had a little go at you because you're not hearing me. When I was speaking to you nicely and I was speaking to you softly and I was being mindful of your feelings, you weren't hearing me. Now that I've gotten a little stern with you, the waterworks have come. You're like crying your eyeballs out on the phone. Obviously, I feel bad. So I then messaged you and I apologized for, I think I apologized for the way I spoke or something like that. I don't even know. This goes on until like March. In your video, you don't address any of this. You don't address the fact that you are overstepping boundaries, and you actually contradicted yourself. You said that we agreed to be friends from December. If that's the case, why are you calling me flipping
So this is
baby girl
in
Porsche
December, right?
and baby
So we've
and
already
whatever,
stopped
whatever,
talking,
and all these other weird
right?
things after that?
Because she's saying, oh, from 8 months. So this is from December. Oh, you've been harassing me. Not true, bitch.
8 months from November, which is when I came out, leads us back to March. Prior to March, I expressed that he was crossing boundaries, but he's trying to confuse you guys with the fake timeline he's trying to promote.
Bear in mind, she's saying from the 23rd of December, she's saying I've been harassing me, right? Or overstepping boundaries.
Then it came to March, where you texted me at like, I think it was 4 a.m., I want to say, about Renea being on a podcast and how you're famous and she's a bitch and blah, blah, blah. And that was one of many occasions. Now, the issue here is, I don't know at what point you guys convinced this man that he's God, but he expressed on multiple occasions that he could do anything and say anything and that his fans would condone it and that it's okay because he can get away with it or because he's famous. Equally, he would call me at crazy hours in the morning. He called me at 8 a.m. when Trappy had his debut to complain about how Trappy was shit, and he was up in the morning at freaking 9 a.m. binge watching all his videos and telling me that he just recites the same bars and he's dead and blah blah blah. I didn't give a heck. I asked him, why are you doing this early? Oh, because he thinks he's so good and everyone thinks he's good, but he's actually dead. And I'm confused as to why I care, why I should care. Equally, you'd make weird comments about the artist. You made a few comments about Driz in which I called you out for and told you, hey, you're doing too much, or that's a bit weird, or you can't say that. Equally, when Cheeks had her battle, you called me again. This fucking gay bitch has gone viral and da 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 da. And I was like, whoa, what's the issue here? And he was saying that he's the one that should have got clout. He's the one that should be famous. And that all the stuff that she's receiving is what he should be getting. And I said, listen, it was funny, it went viral, and it was her, not you. What else do you want me to say? Like, when he would go on these rants, I would literally just sit there and listen. With the occasional, what the fuck? And remind him that when you operate off jealousy, you actually block your blessings. And I'd also call him out on his behavior. Equally, when you had your battle with Dino, because Dino was receiving positive feedback, you were talking crazy about Dino on the phone to the point when I was like, whoa, this is your best friend you're talking about. What the heck's going on here? Yeah, so anyone that is doing better than you or anyone that is doing well, you seem to have an issue with. And I thought that behavior was really weird. And that, amongst the overstepping boundaries and other issues, which I'll get onto, was a big reason as to why I said I didn't want to be friends. Your character. I don't like your character, is what I told you. Equally, one of the other things I posted, every time I call you out or you feel I'm distant or I say, hey, I can't lie, I'm still not feeling you, suddenly you're going through something. Suddenly you want to off yourself. Right, here I literally explain how long we were talking for, when we stopped talking, what you said, etc., etc. So in your video, you don't acknowledge this though. You tried to push a narrative that was untrue.
Again, this is not someone you're in a 2-week trial with. This is not someone who you're, just talking to or whatever, and then he couldn't handle rejection, right? You've lied.
Then please explain, in what world would you ask someone that's supposed to be your girlfriend if they're on a date with another man? Bear in mind, this is while we were talking. Why? Because it was nothing more than a little talking stage that got extended due to your manipulative tactics.
Equally, there's a screenshot here where you literally recite to me what I said. I know what I want and it's not you. Also, 2 seconds later, your attitude stinks. So this time, when I had ended things, I made it clear that I recognize that you have a little pattern here. Suddenly you go through something. Suddenly you're going to off yourself. You're begging for another trial. And I expressed to you that, enough of the bullshit. I'm not talking to you. It's done. On a G ting, leave me alone. He goes into freaking rage mode. And I am the cool because you're not about to scream at me on my phone. So yeah, when he was trying to call, I didn't answer the phone because I don't have to deal with this now. And another reason as to why I didn't answer the phone is because every time I would talk to you and I would express something, yappa, 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 going through this, going through that, oh, you don't realize you're doing this, yada, yada, yada. And I wasn't trying to hear all that again. I'm tired, I'm over it, I see what you're doing, it's done. Prior to this, I had expressed to Kandi that I didn't want to be friends because me and Dino were supposed to battle. Conveniently, Dino gets a message with a lot of my personal business, specific things. He then calls me and lets me know. And I thought to myself, who the heck have I told this to? Kandi. So I called Kandi and I said, hey, I was told X, Y, and Z. Did you go and message him? When I spoke about to you, my mum heard because she was in the garden, but your mum obviously did not message a freaking pen game contestant to tell them my business. So from time you're talking about your mum and how she may have heard, I already know you're freaking lying. Why would you, what? So I was like, I don't believe you, brush. Oh, no, I didn't say anything. I said, did you tell someone? He said, no. I said, well, okay, cool. So in person, when I had my battle with Shah B, I expressed to him again, hey, I don't like you. You're here trying to be buddy-buddy. I don't like you. I do believe that you did do it. And I think your character's weird. And I just don't really want to be friends. Sorry. And yeah, we had that conversation. And since then, I broke off contact and avoided him. So he then decided to mention me in a battle, which I thought, okay, side-eye, but it's battle rap. None of the issues I've complained about have been within battle rap. Same way he sent for me in the form of battle rap, so have I. That's not my issue. My issue is you harassing me outside of it. He then brings it to the group chat. Our place of work. Keisha's the hoe. Keisha's this. Blah, blah, blah. Tap joins in. Taps has since put out this video, actually.
Yo, my people. It's Tap24, ex-pen game artist. First off, I just want to say thank you to everybody that supported me throughout my pen game journey. You get me? All my fans, everyone that's reposted and shown the love along the way. Trust me, it does not go unnoticed, innit? Since leaving pen game, I've seen a platform stay in the public eye, and it hasn't always been for the correct reasons. There's been a few controversial things that have happened on the platform involving myself and other artists which have been swept under the carpet, and I want to take a minute to clear some of these things up. First off, I want to apologise to anyone that I may have affected whilst being on the platform. It wasn't the goal. I went on the platform to create a career for myself, more opportunities. That's why I went on the platform originally. So if I affected anybody in any type of way, I do apologise, innit? That specifically goes out to Kusha. Obviously, I have a female, you get me? I have a girl, you get me? I have sisters, I have a daughter, and if any of them was going through what you was going through and had no protection around them, it would make me feel sick. Do you know what I mean? It would make me feel sick to my stomach. It has made me feel sick to my stomach because I never knew any of this was going on. Pen Game is a big enough platform to protect women and not see them get torn down, especially not on the internet and especially not by another artist on the same platform. With that being said, that environment they created made me react to things in ways that I would never ever have reacted to before going onto that platform. I began noticing things I was doing to myself and to others around me that were affecting them, and this is the reason why I decided to step away from Pen Game. I'm not here to make excuses, but it brought out the worst version of me possible. You get me? I was talking about this person, talking about that person, wanting to battle this person, wanting to battle that person. It took me away from what was actually going on in real life. Back in March, I ran away with a couple of narratives myself about Kusha, yeah? And I want to clear this up. That was solely off the purpose and the nature of the platform. I wanted to battle her because I was at the bottom of the hierarchy and I wanted to build myself up on the platform. I never wanted to battle her because I disliked her, hated her as a person, wanted to deform her character, none of that stuff. My main and sole focus when I joined Pen Game was battles. Battles, more opportunities, more views, my brand gets bigger. That was the sole purpose of me, Tap24, joining Pen Game in the first place. I had no idea what she was going through behind the scenes and the trauma that Kandi was actually causing to her in the real life. And if I had known, I would never have added fuel to the fire, and I would like to specifically apologise to Kusha, like, I am sorry. I never knew you was going through any of this stuff. I wish that you never went through that stuff. I wish that people would have spoke up for you sooner. I wish that you would have spoke up online sooner. Because, fair enough, you may have told me a couple things and made it clear that Kandi was a bit of a wrong and trust me. But I never knew actually what was going down. I never knew to the extent of how much of a wrong this guy was. I really, really hope that justice is served and you get the peace that you deserve in your life. Finally, you know what I mean, after a whole year of going through this. There's one important thing I would like to point out as well. Whenever Kandi and Kusha were arguing in the group chat and in the public eye, Pen Game would always find a way to mute us, to silence us as the artists, to not make us see what's actually going on, delete messages, kick people out of the group chat, hide things from you guys, yeah? Another example, when I battled Mello, my debut in January, yeah? They wouldn't let me come online and give an actual statement on my own social media why my battle wasn't allowed to come out. But when I cussed out Driz and said something online I shouldn't have, they practically forced me to apologise, otherwise I wouldn't be able to remain on the platform. And because I really cared about my opportunity on the platform and I loved being on Pen Game once upon a time, I just listened. I apologised to Driz publicly, and guess what? I wasn't allowed back on the platform. They lied to me. They literally lied to me. So I just want to make it clear, I don't want to hear any more of these, oh, you come back to Pen Game. I'm done with Pen Game. I will never ever be returning back to Pen Game. They don't have a sense of, let's look after our artists. They don't have that sense of care there, innit? So their contracts are bullshit. Their contract's bullshit, innit? This is me owning up to my mistakes. Again, I'm sorry if I've affected anybody whilst me being on Pen Game, and along the way, yeah, I am sorry, innit? But at the end of the day, I thought it was the nature of the platform. I joined Pen Game for opportunities, and it just made my mental health just go that way, innit? To everyone who supported me, big up. To Kusha, I hope you get the justice you deserve, yeah? And to everyone else, love for supporting me. I be tapped. This is my story. We're out.
And at some point, I think it was end of February, I'm gonna double check, or start of March, one of them. Pen Game posted a video of me and Karma, and it looked like, oh my god, she forgot her bars because he's so handsome. Ooh la la. That's not actually what happened, but that's what they made it look like. And me and Karma were like, you know, let's run with it, let's troll. Kandi had seen the video, and at the time, we are, once again, friends. And he's called me and he's like, oh, what, is Karma your boyfriend now? And I was like, yeah. He ends the call. And I'm thinking, it was obviously a joke, but nevertheless, what's going on? So he calls me back. And I was like, what's your issue? I said, even if he was my boyfriend, me and you are strictly friends. I thought that's been clarified. So what are we doing here? Oh, you're right. Follows me back. I'm like, and you unfollowed me. Like, you're so petty, bro. Then he's telling me that he's sorry and that he shouldn't have acted like that. And I said, okay, cool. Bear in mind, it was literally the other day he was talking to me about a girl. Like, leave me alone. You have other people there. Go to them. Go to the person that wants you. You're here so fixed on the girl that doesn't want you and the girl that does not want you around her. And fucking bitch. Anyway. And conveniently, right after that conversation had been had, now Dino knows my business. So 21st of March now is when he brings it to the group chat And like I said, Tap joins in, other people are putting in their 2 pence, da 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 da. And I'm thinking, I don't really want to go to the event because I'm not trying to do the whole theatrics and drama and whatever. And I'm thinking, if this is what I'm to expect because I don't want to talk to you, then I'ma just head out now.
I don't know, because I don't want to deal with the theatrics. Like, we spoke in private, and he explained that this is all because I was ignoring him, and he felt the only way to get my attention was to do this. And it's just ill. Like, I don't want theatrics sort of thing. I know I had to, because he was talking about if you speak up or if you retaliate, da 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 da, I'm gonna end your career. Like, bitch, you don't have the facilities for that. But you know what? You're Coocher. No, sorry about all that noise. And then I did it again. Sorry. No, seriously though, don't let it bother you like that. Don't give them the upper hand, because then they win. Like, you've got to think there aren't that many women as it is. Don't let an incident like this be another reason why there's like less and less women. You got to stand up for yourself, and I'm proud of you that you did. But yeah, don't let it affect you to the point where you're like, I don't know if I want to come. That's not it. That's not on at all. No, man. No, and for him to be making threats like, I'm gonna end your career, that's not right.
You're putting false claims on my name, spreading false narratives, bothering me. And furthermore, keep telling people that we slept together. In that moment, you were honest and raw and vulnerable, and that's what you said to him. That's the fucking truth. That's the truth. So now, go tell that to everyone else. Stop lying on my name. Stop lying on Keisha's coochie, because you get none. Furthermore, I don't even think you're straight. What I haven't spoken out about yet is when I saw gay porn on your phone, and you told me, it's because I clicked a dodgy link and whatever, and trying to quickly swipe it away. Never have I ever clicked a dodgy link and it took me to X videos with 3 white gay men. Never. I then asked you if you swing that way, and you were like, oh, I just clicked the link. I clicked the link. Anyway, have you seen this video? You tried to show me some random TikTok video, which you just opened the app. Like, you literally just opened the app. It's not a video you'd seen. You're just trying to divert the conversation. And I thought, but you know what? I'm not here to judge. I swing both ways myself. If you do or don't want to come out the closet, that's actually got nothing to do with me. And maybe that's why you're so against homosexuals and so against cheeks and so, always making these comments and stuff. I then go on to speak about the altercation on the 30th, where Kandi had basically lost his shit because I wouldn't speak to him, and I confronted him about, putting these false claims on my name and going out and asking the men if they'd fuck me, if they would fuck me. And I'm not even the first female he's done this to. He now doesn't like cheeks, right? And the reason being, really and truly, is because she's achieved things that you haven't, and because you don't think she deserves it and that you do. And there was an event where outside, everyone was told to come in because Cheeks was going to perform and we needed to support her. Some people thought the event was done, that's why they left. Kandi expressed that he doesn't give a fuck and that he doesn't want to listen to Cheeks because she's shit, and then proceeds to ask everyone if they would fuck her. You're going around the venue asking people if they'd fuck Cheeks, which I think is very weird, knowing that she does not swing that way. Nevertheless, this is a message I got from Reels, which at the end of the day, everyone knows you're unhinged. Like, it's common knowledge that you're unhinged. The only people questioning me is your fans. Anyone who has met you or anyone within Pen Game knows how you operate. They know how you are, and you are a weirdo. And again, in regards to his fan base and stuff, Kandi had expressed to me on multiple occasions that if I decided to speak out against him or publicly speak on the situation, that he would quote unquote end my career. He said this to me multiple times and threatened to ruin my life multiple times too. You fans need to ask yourself what you're condoning, and I don't know, maybe you guys have iffy morals and values too, but shit. Yeah, and overall a big thing was just being so envious of other people. He said he RAPE'd Resiah and it was biased and whatever. Basically, I'd expressed that I thought Resiah did well in his battle, and that was an issue for him too, apparently. And on that same day, you had a battle with Passive, which you pretended to be very hot and very sick, which is why you couldn't continue, when actually you just weren't prepared. You weren't prepared. You asked him, hey, do you want me to mess up one of my rounds for you or blah, blah, blah. And Passive said no. And that day we were all, who were we with? We were for content creator, filming content and reaction videos and whatever. And he told us that and we just laughed about it. So actually, that just adds to the fact that you are a pathological liar. Same thing with Prinley. You said you wrote Prinley's bars. You never wrote her bars. Pathological liar. So, our first interaction was the 13th of August when I was added to the Penguin group chat, I think a few days after he messaged me, saying that he had info about a person I was going to battle, who was Inks, aka Leah Rosemary Hawkins. Now, he had given me this information, which was actually fake information.
Also, I don't like the use of the word alleged in that sentence. Like, are you a police officer? Because you better tell someone now. I ain't trying to have all of that. You stick with whatever you want to stick with, little coochie boochie, whatever your name is, right? But just most probably, even if you don't want to use my information, go get your own, because it will go.
I think he just wanted convo. Throughout the time, I knew Kandi. Kandi would also call me, taking the piss out of Inks, and he expressed to me that he thought that she was a racist, and actually sent me some of the comments she was liking or replying to, and said that he didn't like her. Now, I'm only even addressing this because Kandi was on live and said that before posting his YouTube video, he was going to make a video with Inks and that they were going to expose me and that apparently me and her have beef. And I'm very confused because when we had our battle, the most we had was like going back and forth in the comments and that, but I assumed that was a part of battle rap or whatever. I wasn't taking nothing seriously. Then, the only things that obviously did make me raise the eyebrow was the comments that not only Kandi was sending me, people were sending me, where they would say something racist and she would be under there like, big love, big respect, glad you can see it. And I'd be like, that's a bit weird. But nevertheless, when I saw her after that, which was at the first 2v2s, we were walking on a road. One skinny ass piece of road. I had Ambu and his friend on one side, and there was a small gap next to me. Inks walks past, straight, looking straight. You've obviously seen me, and doesn't say anything. And the boys are trying to instigate. They're like, oh, like, she hates you, da 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 da. And I'm like, whatever, I'll just chat to her when I see her. So I then go inside the building, and you've seen me again. This time I've gone to her, I've tapped her, I said, hey babe, you know we haven't got an issue in real life, by the way. And she goes, oh no, I just seen you. And I was like, no, you didn't. I literally saw you 5 minutes ago in the road. Like, what are you talking about? Oh no, I just see. She just repeats it again. And I was like, I literally just saw you, but I'm gonna leave it there. And then she was like, oh, have you seen the comments of our battle? And I was like, yeah, I have. And she was like, what do you think? I said, I don't think much. And bear in mind, most of the comments are fucking racist, bro. Like, they're racist. They are racist. And a lot of people expressed that they thought there was bias in the room, or I won because I'm black and stuff. And that had nothing to do with it. I did not know anyone in that room prior. She had been at Pen Game events prior. I didn't know anyone there. Never battle rapped in my life. Never performed any rap or whatever in my life. That was my first time anything, everything. I was aware that prior she'd been on I think 4 different rap platforms or had battled 4 men or whatever. And you know, she probably came there thinking, oh, little newbie, I'ma take this. And I gave you a run for your money. Push and breathe, bitch. Like, so I don't know if it's a thing where I jabbed your ego, maybe, but there's no actual valid reason for her to have beef with me.
Never mind, as of recently I was sent this video and it's clear that she's not mentally stable and I do not beef with the unwell.
This video, I didn't say it. I'll be real, I didn't say it. Oh, I would tell you if I said it. I didn't say it. I just wanted to piss you all off. That's why I did this.
Turn the nigga guts in the Supreme. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that will create controversy. And it even had, I remember someone called me from Pen Game, was like, oh, loads of the battle rappers are like calling you racist on live and that. And I was thinking, oh my God, they're playing into the script that they didn't even know I wrote for them. So like, it really worked, like the controversial take. But I came to let you guys know I didn't say it in that video, but there is a video of me saying it somewhere on the internet. So instead of like waiting for you guys to find it and like, you guys can then cancel me, I'm sending you guys, go find it. 50 quid reward to whoever can find the video, because there will definitely be one, because I used to sing that word in songs. until I was like, what, 18, 19. Wasn't until I got TikTok and the rest of the world was like, oh, no, you don't say it. No one in my life had ever checked me, ever told me anything besides that. In fact, as a little girl, when I'm like, I remember being like 6, 7 and getting gassed up by my dad's friends, like for singing along, for singing their music and all that. So I don't really know, innit? You guys can't cancel me. I'll cancel my damn self. Go find the video, yeah? Resurface it. Find it. Put it on your fucking bedroom wall if you want. I don't give a flying fuck. But yeah, there's definitely one out there, guys. So if you want something to actually rage over and to actually cuss me out over, then just go find that one, innit? Because it's actually real. Like, it's actually real.
Or maybe it was the reload thing. I don't know. Because every time I saw her after that, she'd be like, oh, guess what? I got a reload. They gave me a reload. Or Pen Game didn't give me reloads. And I thought that was a bit weird. But like, I thought, okay, maybe I just like stuck on it. But I'm trying to think. There's no actual valid reason. People had expressed to me that she didn't like me. These are her friends, by the way. And I just didn't really care. Because if you're not going to voice that you have an issue, then it's actually none of my business. Kandi had also expressed that she didn't like me, and he was aware that she didn't like me. And he said that if we were to ever fall out, that he'd go and fuck Miss Inks. And I expressed that I actually don't care who you fuck. And I don't have an issue with her. You clearly have an issue with me, but I don't have an issue with you. So that would do nothing for me. I'm trying to see what I haven't discussed that I've posted. This whole thing of having so much vim or woman, but not for men. Your girl was in the room while Funky D said he was going to lips her and do whatever, and you sat there and took it. In the group chat, you then tried to say that Funky D didn't get home safely. Word on the street is he did. Equally, Driz was clowning you. You didn't say nothing to Driz. You're very selective about who you want to respond to.
Do it, so you want to go outside now?
Man's gonna go have a cigarette, bro. You can.
Alright, no.
Cool and cordial, that's all good. Yeah?
Okay, fair enough.
But we ain't doing none of that, bro.
Alright,
I ain't one of these joke man like these man who just had nothing in.
Equally, deleting comments. You know how many people have come to me say that their comments have been deleted or have commented something positive and it's been deleted. Equally, when you go on TikTok live, how many people came to me to say that they were blocked when they questioned your lack of receipts, or when they questioned why you covered dates. So the other thing I posted was Smiles. So initially when I posted the screen recording of a chat with Smiles, it was because I was tired of repeating the same thing.
Hold.
Bro, I'm not being funny, but if you've gone through my story, and I haven't even got to halfway yet, if you've gone through my story and seen everything, versus watching his video where he has a few receipts of us talking, bear in mind, I stated the harassment started in March. He's showing messages from November and October when we were cool. All the stuff I've addressed, he hasn't even touched on half of it because he knows it makes him look weird. Even the Ginger J video, he cut it from when he starts talking about the hair. The supposed voice notes, why has he put an image there? Why hasn't he shown him screen recording the chat? Because he's chopped up voice notes to make it look like one thing so he can push a narrative. And I've seen your comments, and I'm not gonna lie, bro, you were there the day that Kandi was tweaking. You were there when Kandi said that it was because I was being rude. When he was asked how I was rude, he said because I was ignoring me. So, I'm not being funny, but again, if you're looking at both sides, there's not even a debate currently, really. And for some of you guys who know me personally, to fast up yourself and go based off what Kandi's posted and what Kandi said, because I've seen your comments. People have been sending it to me and questioning X, Y, and Z. That's weird, bro.
Alright, cool. Because there's so much to it, yeah, it's all confusing a bit. Do you get it? Even though man went through the story, there's so much. It's still a bit like, do you get it? So now you've broken down, now I get it. So Donnie's showing stuff from a time from when you was actually cool. So he's remixing shit. But yeah, so yeah, it's a bit, it is mad. You get me? So man's, like I said before, man's not on both sides. I edited my comment. I said, listen, man's not taking both sides, but this is crazy. This is entertaining because, yeah, he's getting hotted up over there, and then, do you get me? He's trying to cover us over here, and yeah, it's just a bit mad still. But Yeah, do you know what? Obviously, you're saying to me it's the truth and that, blah 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 blah. Obviously, you're showing receipts and that. So yeah, everything always comes to light in the end. Do you get me? So my man is gassing. Shit, he's due to get dealt with properly. You get me at some point.
You then went on your story and decided to then send for me in a little song.
You better listen up, little girl. You better keep me name out of mix up. Nobody tell you to open up your legs to the madman. And now you're stuck in a mix up. Girl, pattern up yourself and fix up. Or what the fuck you do with don't. Yo, don't mad me, girl. Little girl, stay in your place. Warm to honor. You should have never opened up in the first place. But little girl, stay in your place.
You then asked a contestant to apologize on your behalf. And I said, brush. Public disrespect equals public apology. And what's concerning to me is you're actually a grown man. You have a daughter, and this is how you're operating when a girl comes out about harassment. The messages I'd sent management. And again, Kandi, please rise one freaking receipt, right? Of where I'm constantly talking about you and you have so much evidence which you failed to show. Your video was effectively you calling me a slag for 3/4 of the video, and the other quarter of the video was you showing messages of when we were talking, but you have nothing to show, so you're grasping at anything you can get to present. And you know what, despite all of this, I don't hate him. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't hate him. I'm not angry or anything at this point. I'm just so over it, and I actually hope that you can change. I hope that you can change. I hope that you can see that the way that you've been moving is not okay. The way you treat women is not okay. Equally, I'm not the first and definitely won't be the last woman that you treat like this. Since I have come out about this, I've had 5 women come to me to inform me on their experiences with Kandi. One of the girls is her best friend, was her best friend, who recently ended the friendship as she said she got tired of listening to her rants about Kandi and expressing that she needed to leave him and being mixed up in it. So she left that friendship.
There's times that we've been out and we go out and we go to a motive and she would say, can't go because they're making Kandi mad. This girl went in the car and said, listen, I want to end my life, bro. I just want to drive off and disappear. This girl deleted her whole Instagram with 0.5. I've never seen someone deactivate. Seen anyone deactivate the Instagram so fast, bro. She just wanted to go. She's like, I don't want to be here anymore. She deleted her Instagram, everything in that car in the space of that time since he said come back from the club. Most of his friends, he has a friend that's a fucking pedophile, that's 40 years old, that dating an 18-year-old that chilled us in Kandi. Oh my god, I'll never forget in Kandi, right? There was like some little girls dancing and Kandi and this man was like, look at this girls dancing. And then me and Ellie's looking at each other like, what the fuck? Because they're teenagers. She'd be in the house and he would just grab up her coochie and they go in their room. And I don't know what's happening in their room, but I just hear like something, like someone's getting tummed up. She would come out like she's depressed. Like she would just change the vibe. She would just get a drink, start blasting music in the house. It was just a weird atmosphere. He said, Kandi disrespects women. Like Kandi bullies his mom. Kandi's the man of that house.
Every time we go out, Passive is there. There's other white boys there. Apparently, I've never met them in my life in front of his girlfriend. I've been to the house. My friends fucked one of his friends while me and him were in the other room. Like, bare shit has happened between this Passive and me and him. Like, I don't know why Passive and the other white boy lie and say they don't know anything or whatever. I can't believe this. All my friends were there as well when they were both at the club and we went up to them and he was running off, manhandling her, holding the door shut so we couldn't leave the club as well. The way he was acting was fucking mad. One in the club, this was literally 3 weeks ago, like,
Yeah.
He grabbed her, they ran out, he held the door closed while me and my 3 friends tried to push through the door. When we got through, he then grabbed her again and said, to the security, we're trying to jump her. The security was going to kick us all out. I said to her, come over here, we need to speak because I'm not going to air out all your business in front of everyone. I just couldn't believe it. And then I was trying to tell her that me and him literally slept together. Literally last week, we slept together and all this and that. And she was just like, he's a fucking champ, shouting and crying and trying to like hit him. And the security were trying to tell me and my friends to leave because everyone fucking arse-licks him at the club because he's fucking Kandi, blah, blah, blah. Girlfriend situation, the girlfriend went and asked Passive and all his other friends if they know who I am. They all said no. I literally was with them at his house the week before. Can't believe this bitch. She's deleted all of her messages as well.
On what?
Instagram. She deleted everything. And because she did that, I messaged him and I was like, I don't want to be involved. I was like, listen, I don't want to be involved. Bob owns and everything, but don't threaten me. He's like, you are involved. Be careful. The world's a dangerous place.
He said that.
Before all of this, he said that. And before all of this, he was like, I shouldn't have got involved. What else? He said bare shit. And the fact his friends and family let him get away with it. And also, I think he's been kicked out of his house, by the way. Because now I think he's living at his nan's address or something.
Yeah.
He must have messaged me really late. And I was like, where are you coming back from? He was like, my girlfriend. I said to him, go back to her then. Like, begging me to go to his nan's house, wherever he was. But he just come back from his girlfriends. I was like, go back to her. He's like, of course I haven't got a girlfriend. You're the only one for me. I've got all the messages. Like,
send me
I've got
all
messages,
of this. That is
messages,
so
and
crazy.
messages.
Because this man has a habit of trying to push out narratives when he's actually a liar.
So, I've got a picture of his fucking toilet, got all shit stains all over it. And I went to go to the toilet, man was like, you can use a different one if you want. I'm like, what? You're big fucking Kandi rap batter, whatever, but you can't clean the toilet. Open her again. We had a phone call for 3 hours. I told her everything. I've got his Uber on my phone, his like credit card. How much more proof do you need? Like,
oh my god. Honestly, your behavior is very concerning. Quite sickly actually. And I do hope that you change and learn from this. When a girl says no, it means no. When a girl asks you to leave her alone, it means leave her alone. Simple. At the end of the day, I'm a grown woman. If I did something, I can put my hands up. But what I'm not going to put my hands up to and what I'm not going to stay silent about is men slandering my character because you couldn't get what you wanted from me. So now because of that, you want to go and defame my character and attempt to ruin my life. Absolutely not. When we did have that conversation, one of the things I addressed is how, due to his disrespect, he's now allowed others who don't even know me to feel comfortable to come and disrespect me. And he told me that I shouldn't say anything and I should just leave it and get over it. And that it would be a lose-lose situation if I confronted him. And I said, how? And he basically told me, oh, you're going to be the angry black girl and this, that, and the third and whatever. And I thought, that's a weird thing to say.
Oh my god, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm saying what other people are gonna say, right? I'm just saying, think about it properly. You know, get Ambu to fight him.
Again, I don't understand the lose-lose situation. I'm not understanding.
What?
I'm not understanding the lose-lose situation.
Well, because you're gonna be seen as the black female aggressor, yeah? And that's what people are going to say. They're going to say you was moving mad, you started the argument.
Nevertheless, I did confront him. It wasn't a whole big thing, but the fact that you would say that is weird. Anyway, I hope I covered everything. Oh, and as for those saying, oh, why didn't you just block him? Yada, yada, yada. From March, when the men had put him in his place and called him out on his behavior, he had stopped contacting me directly. I think apart from one occasion down the line. It then became where he was just speaking about me on live, to people. I had a fan actually come to me and show me a screenshot of a DM with Kandi where they were bad-mouthing me. And the fan had said, oh, if you want, I'll do X, Y, and Z to her. X, Y, and Z was, oh, like, beat her up, rough her up. And Kandi was like, yeah, please do. And the guy said he was joking. Equally, Kandi, I'm aware that when I put out my statement, you try to get girls to jump me, you try to pay them to jump me. I'm still untouched. I will remain untouched. And if you are that stupid to do such a thing, and in terms of me, a lot of people have been asking about music, etc., etc. Me leaving Pen Game is not the end of my career. At the minute, I am pursuing other things hence why I haven't been posting freestyles and etc etc. But trust me, I got something for you guys. And I also want to add, I appreciate the people who have supported me, who have checked if I'm okay, who have called me and etc etc. I'm not gonna lie, I went on a huge unfollowing spree because it's like I'm seeing certain people binge watch my story, being the first one to see it or whatever, but you're not liking, you're not commenting, you're not reposting, you're not spreading awareness, you're not checking if I'm okay, you're not privately or publicly supporting me. Equally, I'm aware of those who are supporting me. Thank you so much. It took me a while to speak out. I was scared about how things would go, if people would believe me, if da 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 da. And this has clarified to me that I have absolutely operated in the right way because for every lie you say, I have to have 5 screenshots ready. If I did what you did, I wouldn't be able to get away with that. People would ask me, where's the receipts? Where's this? Where's that? But you know that you're not going to get questioned and that you can do what you want, that you can say what you want, that you can get away with a lot. So, apologies for the 3,000 screenshots and that, but yo, had to be prepared here. So I want to address a lot of people have questioned, oh, but you're talking to Ginger J again, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. When this all kicked off, one of the first people in my inbox was Ginger J. This is the message she sent me.
Kush, I had no idea it was this deep. I had no idea, no idea. As you know, I was never involved in actual decisions or makeups or in the actual meetings. So I never was told by George, Muggs, Aaliyah, or Afshan, whoever was aware in terms of the runnings of the show. I wasn't told to look out for these things. I wasn't told anything. I was not told anything, and I deeply apologize. I had no idea because I had no idea that you've been going through this for that long. I had no fucking idea. I genuinely had no idea. And because I was there whilst and I was golding you on and I was really boosting you up whilst I was trying to whilst she's performing and things like that, not being aware. So my apologize for not picking up on it because you did say certain things, but yeah, fuck me, I didn't realize this was all them not in the background and did that red tear. Fucking hell, fuck me, wow. Do your thing, do whatever you feel. I'm not saying it out of permission. Do your thing. You got my support. You've got my support. 10 toes down. Whatever you want me to share, you got my support. Yeah. It's so disheartening to know that you was going through all this shit, and it's not got nothing to do with me and how my feelings towards it, so I don't want to make it about that. But it's so disheartening to know that he's going through that shit because I would have fucking wilded out. So maybe it's probably a good thing that I didn't know because this is absolutely. I haven't even gone through everything, but this is absolutely crazy. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So, listen.
And I express you don't have to be sorry for anything. Like you said, you didn't know. Thank you for reaching out, etc., etc. And he just let me know I've got your back. And I'm a wait for him to give his story on Pen Game because I'm not gonna lie, you guys did him dirty. Whilst I don't condone his behavior, on that podcast and the comments that were made, at the end of the day, if someone's trying to change, they're trying to change. But yeah, even I don't even want to say too much. There's a few people that are going to be coming out and speaking on Pen Game. There's a few people that have experienced a lot of shit with Pen Game. I'm just one of, and I'm a wait for him to give his story on Pen Game because I'm not gonna lie, you guys did him dirty. Equally, one of Kandi's friends has expressed that even though he knows what he does and he has seen how he moves with other women at the club, and he believes me that that's his friend at the end of the day, so he can't say anything. And I'm not into the support in private but publicly say something else or not holding your friends accountable. Hence why there's a few people I unfollowed. There's a few people I told you can't chat to me again. I think that's everything. I hope that's everything. And yeah, I am never speaking on this again. This is my last video on this. I've got nothing else to say. Toodles.